I also explain to you some secret information which I will leave for my customers, for my people that will come to the raw vegan vacation adventure house, you could say. That being too close to the beach or to the ocean can have some secret negative downsides to it. So believe me, during some parts of the year, you don't necessarily ever want to be too close to the ocean in terms of like living, renting a house or whatever. At least not for any extended period of time. And I've studied a lot of the climates in Central America, so during the summer we will be skipping and we will be focusing on where is the drier part so that we don't get drenched on for 2 weeks or 3 weeks or whatever that particular wet season is. And sometimes we might decide to go for a day trip or 2-day trip into the rainy parts, but predominantly we will stay in the moderate to dry locations, which are more enjoyable. And more happier. You can be more happier and less depressing than having just clouds and rain.
Lucas has shared with me a lot of information about climates in different regions of the world, and it seems to me he's been doing a lot of research on that subject, learning the different areas and their wet zones and dry zones throughout the year. He seems to have it all figured out.
Yeah, if we really had enough finances, and willingness, we could literally live in eternal sunshine and perfect temperature. Whatever you like, you know. There's regions where you could be from 25 to 30, from 20 to 25. You could be skipping all of the wet seasons. It would require probably jumping a few countries, going from one, but there are certain instances, even in Costa Rica, where you can actually get some secret dry seasons if you know the climate and you know which months are the months to be and where to be. So, and if you don't know, then you can end up being in places where you get literally 6 weeks. And I've spoken to locals. I haven't experienced it myself, and I don't want to, because I know already that the normal wet season is heavy enough. But during the peak of the wet season, in many places you don't want to be. It can be raining for many hours a day or many days in a row. So we'll be skipping that, and that's one of the advantages of not just choosing one location. We can choose different locations, and different altitudes make a difference. So sometimes we might choose to be half hour away from the beach because it gives us elevation differences where the temperature is more comfortable, where the humidity is a little bit lower, and etc., etc. Where the scenery is more green, nice, lush, or whatever. And I've studied a little bit where are the nice agricultural regions and when they're not. And in the humid climates, there's some issues as well. Your stuff doesn't dry up. You get mold in your place, in your closets, under the bed, and so there's issues with that. So we're gonna factor all of this in and do our best. And I'm gonna try my best to just, all I'm looking for is to make 50 to 100 bucks a day, and have 3, 4, 5, 6 people, and we have a full house, and we just do day trips, and we do fitness exercises. I've got some gymnastic rings, and we can do some push-ups, pull-ups, and we can play in the ocean, go for nice hikes, lots to see. And I've shown Jacob how you can get free information just by asking locals. Very accurate information.
They all know, and they're really friendly. Your Spanish is good.
Or even half decent. It's doable, yeah? And they love it when you speak Spanish, don't they?
Yeah, really friendly people. Maybe the friendliest anymore.
Yeah, that's one of the reasons why I've been actually coming here. I'll be quite honest to you. I'm not gonna hide it. Mexicans do create a lot of garbage. So there's a lot of places where there is a fair bit of garbage. However, they have a heart that is very warm, and the warmth goes deep, just like Costa Ricans, pretty much the same. Now the rest of the countries as well, they're quite friendly. However, I found the maximum depth of friendliness, the trueness in their sincerity of their is in these two countries, Mexico and Costa Rica. But yeah, I spent many months in Panama. Like I spent about 11 months in Panama during these 5.5 winters, and I spent 3 trips to Mexico. This is the 3rd one, and Costa Rica 2 or 3, actually 3. So yeah, and it's wonderful. We're in front of a bunch of islands here, as you saw in the video, and it's nice snorkeling here. A lot of the places, a lot of the tourists from the tourist town here, Vallarta, Puerto Vallarta, they come here and they're snorkeling and they're scuba diving and stuff. I have snorkeling gear and we can get more, and I recommend everybody to bring your snorkeling gear and stuff like that. So yeah, and during the average day I plan to do at least like half hour to an hour of exercise, like a session where we do some either we do some push-ups, pull-ups, and all kinds of exercises like gymnastics maneuvers, some beginning moves and stuff, or we go for a nice hike up the mountains or up the creek. The creeks offer a lot of the times wonderful locations to take a walk. Not only is it more green and lush, but you have fresh water often, so you can just drink, and it's just cool. It's not as hot because you get lots of foliage, lots of leaves. So it's beautiful, it's more comfortable, you're out of the sun, and you get that exercise because it's usually a little bit steep. And whenever you want, you can take a shower, or a bath, because there usually are little waterfalls, or there's usually little ponds. You can duck in there, and I'll show you some videos of some ponds and stuff. Yeah. So I basically tried to help Jacob, or influence Jacob, to focus on health, because our society doesn't focus on health. And actually, I've shared some secret information with Jacob, which I'm going to share with you right now. It's basic, general stuff that the industries, the corporations, industries, and the government, they don't really want us to be healthy. They don't want us to be happy, healthy, thriving. They pretend they do, but they depend on us being less than ideally healthy. And that means not just in the body, but in the mind too. They want us to be consumerism, basically sick consumerism people. Because that's how they make money on drugs, that's how they make money on pharmaceuticals, surgeries, doctors, cancer industry, all this other stuff. And there's very little incentive to be really healthy. And so I try to influence the world a little bit and share.
What about when we were throwing the yucca seeds out of the car window?
Yeah, we saved, it was about 30 seeds, roughly, 30, 40 maybe?
Yeah.
We saved the seeds, they're about the size of a big marble. And instead of throwing them in the garbage, it took me a couple of minutes. I threw out all the peels and all the fruit that was unedible.
Skin and stuff.
Yeah, skin and inner core. And then we just were driving, and the world that we make is the world that we have. And I teach this, and I kind of try to live by it whenever I have the time and the desire or the energy, whatever. We basically planted 40 trees, possibly. Now, maybe one of them will only survive, or maybe even every 10 times we do this, one will survive. But you know what? That tree will live for years, if not decades. And even if we don't benefit from it, nature will, somebody will. And I would love to see a world where our cities are full of trees, where there are fruit-bearing trees. And parks, cities, backyards, front yards. So like I have a mental map of dozens of trees in Vancouver and Richmond in Canada, and it's very valuable. I get literally, I would say, thousands of dollars of free food, maybe $2,000 every year, because I eat a lot of the times. Peak season is actually this year. I had peak season, believe it or not. Instead of 3 weeks, I managed to find a different variety of a tree. So instead of 3 weeks, it was 6 weeks, because this tree had a delayed season. So I had 2 full seasons, and I was eating them for 2 meals a day. And then I had some other food as well for variety, like lettuce and avocados and bananas and whatever else. Because I believe a proper nutrition, like Dr. Douglas Graham and Warren Lockman teach, is a variety. We have 100, 150, 200 different kinds of foods over the course of a year or two. And as we've been driving, we've been noticing different foods a little bit. Well, I did. Jacob hasn't traveled with me too much. That different regions have different stuff. So I bought some avocados, and I bought some papayas, and I bought some jackfruit. Yeah. We got this machete and showed how to open a coconut a little bit. And this meat is good to consume if it's nice and young. If it's too hard, it should be nice and soft, or jelly is ideal. And not too much, because it is a fair bit of fat. Yeah, basically my passion is I would like to change my career. I've been doing pressure washing, window cleaning, roof cleaning in Vancouver, and I would like to transition out of that and follow my heart, follow my passion more, and teach people health more. Even if you don't believe in raw or vegan or something, you'll benefit in some way, because we're going to focus on many different aspects of health, like clean air, clean water, sunshine, and actually absorbing the sunshine, not putting stuff on the skin. You know, this arm has been exposed to a massive amount of sun. Over the drives, 2 trips to Panama, imagine I have it here. Now, can you see, is there any problems with that skin? I don't see nothing, right? No issues. When you hydrate your body and hydrate your skin perfectly, and you don't put in toxins as much as the average person, it's not gonna be destroyed. Because remember, skin is a big elimination organ. So I try to tell you the whole truth as much to my knowledge, instead of just telling you half the truth and like saying cover up or put toxic stuff on you. That's, even if you put mango, I shared with Jacob, even if you put mango, within 10 minutes it becomes oxidized and semi-toxic, and within an hour or two definitely toxic to the body, and definitely will prevent respiration and elimination if you're covering your skin up. Try to teach people our biological foods, which are foods that we don't have to do anything with other than just to eat them. My plans got a little bit changed. I was planning to be in Costa Rica this winter, but unfortunately there was an incident where they robbed my stuff from my car, and it was complications with the rental car as well. I could not get a car that was safe to carry stuff in, and it was just going to be too expensive. So I decided to go back for Christmas and see my 4 nieces and nephews, and then come back to Central America with my truck and have a real vacation where we have all the stuff, like, you know, all the toys and boogie boards and stuff like that, diving gear. Even paragliding gear I have. That big bag in there is a paragliding gear, which I might decide to go to the mountains and get a few days of flying. We'll see how that goes. This year is a little bit warmer than last year. But yeah.